So hi, good morning everyone. So again, thanks one more time for joining the session. So yesterday we had taken an one session and today we are going to take it forward. I will just brief in short what we had taken yesterday or what the concept we had covered or what the concept we are going to cover into this training. Okay, so first of all, I will just share my screen and I will just introduce the Learnomate technology and myself one more time. I'm just sharing my screen first. So as a we are the Learnomate Technology and we are providing the trainings on different types of topics. So we are having there different trainings, but here we are talking about the PLSQL trainings. Okay, so in PLSQL we are going to cover SQL as well as the PLSQL. So you can see all that respective detail on our website, like as an what is the training, what trainings we are provided, and what are the contents of our PLSQL training as well. Okay, so we are having all this respective details. We are having the other detail regarding the Learnomate technology, our students, our achievements, and all on our website. So this is our website. Then after we also have one YouTube channel which is having around 22 plus K subscriber, where we had multiple videos on our channel. Okay, so you can go through it. So coming to our topic, that is nothing but the SQL and PLSQL. Okay, so these are the contents which are going to cover into the SQL and PLSQL that I had explained you yesterday, but just going through one more time in a very short way. So we are going to cover the introduction, then data type, then few commands like as in DDL, DML, then constraint, clauses, operators, aggregation functions, then views, indexes, subqueries, string operation, and the most important topic, that is nothing but the join. As I said you yesterday also, this is the important topic which is required for write any type of queries. Okay, so this is the important one. Then after in PLSQL side, we are going to cover all the respective details like as an introduction. So we had seen yesterday the small amount of introduction already. Then after the looping statements, so which are the looping statements are there? So if, else, like as another programming language, PLSQL also having this type of a looping statement. Okay, so that all we are going to cover over here. Then after the record types, so which type of an record type we are having, what type of data we can fetch. So record type which is used for fetching the respective datas. Okay, so that we can see in brief also. Then after the cursor, this is the main part of the SQL PLSQL. Like as an if we have to fetch the multiple lines from the table, that time we can use the cursors. So we are having the cursor types and the cursor attributes over there. Then procedure packages and functions. Okay, and the triggers. So these are the most important thing into the PLSQL, that is procedure package function. Okay, so which is nothing but the heart of the SQL and PLSQL. Okay, so this is just a small brief about the syllabus. I already covered it yesterday, so that's why I had gone through very fastly. But if you have still any doubt, you can go through that website and there the syllabus is already uploaded. So, and if you have any doubts, you can just ask me also at the end of the session. Okay. So yesterday we had seen some concept of an or introduction of the SQL and PLSQL. There we had seen what is the SQL and then after what is the PLSQL. Okay. So now PLSQL. Okay. And then after we had also seen that what is the difference between SQL and PLSQL, and we had seen one example of an anonymous block where we are just printing one respective message that I am a PLSQL developer. So in every programming language, what we will do, we will print like that message only, like as in hello world or something. So in PLSQL also we had tried that one. But yesterday I told you that I will going to take one more example, which will be for the addition, subtraction or multiplication by using the anonymous block. So today what I will do, I will just take same one example for the addition and subtraction by using the anonymous block. So anonymous block concept will be more clear for you. Okay. because whenever you are executing any query or any of type of a statement in PL/SQL, it you requires a anonymous block compulsory. Okay, without anonymous block, you are not able to execute that statement. Okay, anonymous block or any type of a procedure or function or package. Okay, so means the procedure, like as in it is a procedural language, so single individual statement can't be get executed. That's why we require this anonymous block concept. So again, I'm just starting here with the second example today. So do the addition, do the addition and subtraction using PLSQL block. PLSQL block, or we can just call it as an anonymous block as well. So as I told you yesterday, we are having the main three important parts in our anonymous block. So that is nothing but the declare, begin and end. So first of all, what I will do, I will just write the declare, then after begin, and then lastly, I will just write the end here. Okay, so whenever you are you have to execute or whenever you have to write the code by using any type of an anonymous block, so first do the declaration. Then after go to the question, what question we are having here. So here is a do the addition and subtraction. Okay, I will take multiplication as well. Okay, so we will perform the three operations suppose. So addition, subtraction and multiplication. Addition, subtraction and multiplication using the PLSQL block. Okay. So first of all, we will think for the addition. So don't go for the entire string, don't go for the entire question. So whenever you are having some requirement, break that requirement into the parts. Okay, so first of all, we will just concentrate on doing the addition of that respective two numbers. So how we can do the additions of the two number? Mathematically, if I'm saying 1 plus 1, which is equals to 2. So that is easy. Okay, so what we are doing here, 1 plus 1. So we are having this one variable, this is a second variable, or I'm just taking here 1 plus 5 equals to 6. Okay, so here is the 1, then this is the 5, and then we are adding this. So this is nothing but my formula. Okay, so it is the standard formula. So same formula we have to write here. So instead of this a 1 plus 5 equals to 6, I can just write like this: a plus b, which is equals to c. Right, so I can write simply same formula, whatever the mathematics we are doing. So same I am doing here, like in the format of a formula I had written now. So the value of an a would be 1, then the value of an b would be 5, then the value of an c automatically it will be calculated as a 6. Okay, so here what is the thing, now I had taken this respective formula. So by this formula I have to write my entire code. So for that, what I will do, I will write it here. So I have to take two variables, three variables. That is an A, B, C. So I'm just writing here the A, then after B, then after the C. I had taken this three variable. But whenever you are just taking any type of a variable, it is necessary that you have to declare the data types. Okay. So if it is a character data type, it is a number data type, it is a float, double, any type of anything. So you have to compulsorily mention that respective data type. So if we are doing the addition of the numbers, so I'm just writing here the data type as a number. In PL/SQL, it is called as a number. In other languages, maybe it is called as an integer, maybe it is called as a number or anything. But in SQL and PL/SQL both, we will write it as a number only. And then after just the semicolon. So this is the format. Where after every declaration, we have to give the semicolon. That's why a number and then the semicolon. And after similarly for the B also, I'm just defining B. Then after I'm just giving the data type as a number, and then after the semicolon. Then after the C is also the other type of a number, and then after the semicolon. Okay, so declaration of all this respective three variable is done now. So now what is the next step? Next step is nothing but the using my formula. So this is my formula. Okay, so by this formula, I have to just give that respective values. So I'm just writing, this is the formula, means it is the main logic. So main logic always will return into this respective begin and end section. So in this begin and end section, I will write C equals to A plus B, and then after colon. Okay, so this is the formula I had written here. So in this C, the value of an A and the B will get stored, addition of that variable. And at the end, what we have to do, we have to just print that respective value of an C, because if I'm just passing here 1 and then after B then 6, so it have to give me the addition equals to 7. But how it will print on my screen? So yesterday we seen that we are having here this concept of an DBMS underscore output dot put underscore line. As in C language, we are having the printf. In Java, we are having system.out.println. So in DBMS or in SQL PL we are having the DBMS underscore output dot put underscore line. And here simply I will just give addition is. Okay, addition is, and then after I will just pass my variable C. Okay, so what is the first of all this addition is? So addition is I had passed into the single quote. So it is meaning that it is a hard coded message. So whatever we will pass into the single quote, it will print as it is when we are using the DBMS underscore output. Okay, then after I had given this C variable, but whenever we are just giving this respective variable, we have to add this type of a symbol. So this 2 pipe icon, it is nothing but the symbol of the concatenation. Means this string, then after we are just concatenating with this respective value of n C. And what is the value of n C? The value of n C will be stored here, that is an A plus B. Okay, so this would be nothing but the respective declaration of my addition program. Okay, so if I'm just compiling this code, okay, I'm not passing any value or anything. So simply what I'm doing, I'm just compiling the code. Okay, so there is some error. So see what is the error? Error is there in line number 6. Okay, column number 6. So equals to operator. Okay, so see here. So yesterday only I had told you that we can't use the simply equals to into the PLSQL. We have to use the colon equals to. So let's calculate the line number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this is the line number 6. And we are having the issue in equals to. Why equals to? Because we have to pass it here the colon equals to, otherwise it will throw us the error only. Okay, so that is the format of PLSQL. So I'm just clearing it out. Then after I'm just trying to recompile. So I'm just clicking here one more time, and you can see that addition is, and addition is, but there is a no value is not coming. Just it is printing addition is, and there is no value. Why there is no value? Because we had not passed any value for the A and the B. That's why we are not getting values. But now I need to pass some value for this respective A and B. So what I will do, I will write here colon equals to, and I'm just passing here suppose 5. Then again colon equals to, and I'm just passing here suppose 12. Okay, for 12 plus 5, which is have to 17. Now again I'm just trying to compile this entire code. So let's see that what will be the value. So addition is, now it is coming as in 70. Why it is coming as 70 now? Because we had passed the respective value A and B here. So whenever we had not passed, the values are, or the output is not coming. But if we are passing any value, so it is coming as it is properly, whatever we are needed. Okay, so this is the example of an addition of the two numbers or addition of the number. So from this entire statement, we are done with first thing, that is nothing but the addition. Okay, now what I will do, I will just take this example on some other tab. So I'm just opening here the new tab. I'm pasting it here. So I'm just recompiling it. Okay, to see what will be the output, that is nothing but the PLSQL. Okay, let me clear it, recompile it one more time. And addition is nothing but the 17. Okay, it is coming as it is. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to do the subtraction as well. Okay, for subtraction, what will be the formula? So if I'm just giving C colon equals to A minus A plus B, then after it is giving me the respective addition, but now I have to do the subtraction. So for that I can just write D colon equals to A minus B, or I will just write B minus A this time, because our value of n b is greater. So that's why I had just written D colon equals to B minus A. So this is my formula. So in this program only I have to integrate this minus logic as well.
So what I will do, I will just write it here. Okay, not here. I will just write it here all together. Okay, then after this respective new variable is declared. Okay, so here I use this variable into my logic section. Logic section is nothing but the begin end section. So that's why it is really compulsory to declare it into the declaration section. Suppose if I am not declaring this variable, so like I am not declaring, I am just compiling this code one more time, so it will give me the error. So see, I am just compiling it. So what is the error? So identifier D must be declared. So it is only saying the same thing, that D have to declare. So I'm just writing here the D and then it is the number. Okay. So this is my data type. Now I will just print the value of an D also. So I'm just writing here the DBMS underscore output dot put underscore line, and then I'm just writing here the subtraction is, and then after I will just give the concatenation operation, that is nothing but the D. Okay, and then last is semicolon. If I miss the semicolon, you can see here there is a pink line after this end, so you can see there is some error only. Okay, so I'm just giving here the semicolon and it is gone. Okay, so by that also you can just identify if there is any mistake in your code or not. So I will just clear this one more time and I will just execute this. Okay, so here you can see that addition is 17 and then subtraction is also 7. So that is 12 minus 5, which is equals to 7. So we are getting both the respective values. Okay, so from our question we are done with the two things, that is nothing but the addition and subtraction. Okay, and then there is a multiplication. Multiplication is also simple. Just what we have to do, we have to define one more variable, that is a b c d, and the next one is suppose e colon equals to a into b, and then after semicolon we had to use that variable, so we have to define the same variable here as well. So I'm just defining it as a number and I will just print this respective e value at the end. So dbms underscore output dot put underscore line, and then after I'm just writing one message, that is multiplication is, and then I'm just concatenating it with the symbol e, and then last is semicolon. So I'm just clearing this one more time and running this one. Okay, so it is 60. Now it is very clear that addition, subtraction and multiplication, it is done. Okay, so this was the very simple way anyone can write this one, but whoever is an respective programmer, so what they will do, they will not write like this way. So we are declaring multiple variables here. Okay, so that time we don't have to declare all this respective variable. In the few variables we can do this one. So whenever you are having the basic knowledge, so you can write the code like this way also, there is no wrong into this. But suppose you are having some bit experience, or whenever you are just having some of the good knowledge of NPL table, that time how you can just modify the same code. So what I will do, I will just copy the same and I will again go to next new tab, copy, and here I'm just going to new tab. Now I will just tell you how to minimize this code. So for this, I'm taking two different variable, that is nothing but the D I had taken E as well. Okay. Now we will not consider suppose this two variable. Okay. Now I'm just writing here C only. I'm just storing the data into the C variable only for the subtraction and for the multiplication as well. Okay. So you can see what I had added here the two lines. Okay. So it is called as in commenting into the PLSQL or SQL. So if I add two types of an dash over here, so this line will get commented. Okay. So if I remove it one, so it will not be there. Okay, so there is I can write from the keyboard two types it, or I can just press control slash from my keyboard. Okay, so this is nothing but the comment format, two dash. So this is called as a single line comment. But if you have to write the multi-line comment, so multi-line comment syntax is in the PL/SQL is slash, then after star, this is the starting, and you have to end that also. So star and slash. So this is the multi-line comment. So you have to know that commenting part as well. So whenever you are just writing the code, sometimes you have to comment your code only, or sometimes you are modifying some code. You have to write there. This is modified by XYZ person, and for the reason this or work order this. Okay, so you have to know how to comment it as well. So this is the format of a multi-line comments, and if you are just adding the double lines, means double dash, and it is the format of a single line comment. Okay, so for now I'm just removing this multi-line comments, and I'm just using here the single line comments only. So now what I did, I just commented this respective D and E variable, and I had made here also the C only. So see what is the thing? It is making the C only. Okay. Now if I compile this one, so there is one issue. Okay. First of all, I will change this also. I'm just making this also C and this also C. But now if I'm just compiling this one, so let's see what will be the output. So it will give only one output, means one output means it will print all this respective three rows, but in that it will just calculate the value of a multiplication only. So you can see addition is, it is giving me 60, subtraction is also 60, then multiplication is also 60. Why 60? Because the system is going here. So how this will execute? So first of all, it will check the declaration section. It will check that there are the three variable declared into this declaration section, that is A, B and C. Then after it will come into the main logic section. And after it will take this respect to C variable, it will do the addition, that is then 12 plus 5, which is nothing but 70. Then again it will come to, so the value of an C will become 17 now. Now it will come to next line, C equals to B minus A. So B minus A equals to nothing but the 12 minus 5, that is equals to 7. So now C's value is 7. Then after it will come down, C colon equals to A into B. So 12 into 5, that is nothing but the 60. So what it will do, 60. So the final value of an C is nothing but the 60. That's why what is happening. So it is printing addition is. So addition is nothing but the just a custom message. So there is, system is not understanding anything here. So whatever the final value of C, it is printing, like as in C is 60, C is 60, C is 60. Means addition, subtraction, multiplication, all these are 60 only. But what is the thing now? You have to print it respectively values. So addition, it is nothing but the 17. So you have to get printed 17. So just you have to format this one. So after this respective value, I'm just cutting it here and pasting it here. So what will happen now? The value of an C, which is 12 plus 5, that is nothing but the 17. So it will 17. Immediately we will print that respective value of an C, 17. Then the cursor or that the loop is come down. So that will nothing but the, it will check C B minus A. So B minus is nothing but the 12 minus 5. That is nothing but the respective 7. So that time again we have to print that value as well. So what I'm doing, I'm just cutting it from here and pasting it here. And finally we are having the value of a multiplication. So this is nothing but the for the multiplication. Okay. So now see that previously how what output we are getting. We are getting this one. All these are the addition, subtraction, multiplication are 60. But now if I am just compiling this code, so let me compile this one. Okay, I'm just compiling. So you can see now what is the change. So you can see addition is 17, subtraction is 7, and multiplication is 6. So what we had achieved here? So we had achieved that we have not to declare this two additional variable. Okay. So in only the single variable, we are just defining that, and as per the formatting of the code, it will give me the proper output only. Okay. So this is the one thing. Whenever you are just writing the code, so make sure that there is not a declaration of a multiple variables. Okay. So why multiple variable is not required, or we are not accepting that respective variable? Because this is the simple logic, like as in we are doing for the two numbers, addition, subtraction and multiplication only. But whenever you are just working on any type of a practical project, that time you have to write the code of an around 100 lines, 200 lines, even thousands of lines as well. So that time, if you are just declaring this type of a variable multiple times for a single task only, you are declaring multiple variable. So the code length is also increased, and it will again become the complex to understand for the other person. Okay, so it is having the good practice. So whatever the number of lines you can minimize in your code, just try to minimize that one. Okay, so this is the one additional example of that respective addition, subtraction and multiplication. So if you want to do the division also in this example, so just have to take the C variable, write the formula, and just print that respective value. So the same way you can just do that one. Okay, so this I had given you the one of the example. Now but here what is the happen? So in this situation, there is a 5 and 12. So this is a hard coded value. Every time I'm just taking the value and it is compiling. Okay, hard coded value. So every time, but whenever you are using the calculator on your phone or on your respective laptops or computers, so that time you it is whenever you are doing the addition, you are passing the number to that respective calculator, right? So how that will work? So what is the program behind that one? So that time I'm just copying same example. So we just have to make a few changes in this one. So suppose you have to pass the value from the keyboard, okay, like as a keyboard or by using your mobile screen or by using your laptop, okay. So when you have to pass the value, so suppose I have to pass the value for the A and I even want to pass the value for the B. So that time I'm just removing this value. So instead of this, I'm just passing here colon. See what I'm passing, then after one variable that is a, then after colon again and the B, and then again semicolon. Okay, so semicolon it's compulsory. Just I had what I had replaced, instead of the hard coded value, I had replaced one variable with the colon symbol. Okay, so I had written colon A, then after I had written the colon B as well. Okay, so now what I will do, I will just compile this respective entire code. So I am just compiling it. So you can see one pop-up window comes in front of me. So here it is asking me the value for the A and then the value for the B. Suppose I am just giving here now 50 for the value of an A, then after suppose it is 60 for value of an B. So addition, multiplication, subtraction all should get calculated based upon 50 and 60. Okay, so I'm just clicking on apply. So once I click on apply, it will just start executing and you can see. So 50 plus 60, that is addition, equals to 110. Then 60 minus 50, 10. Then 50 into 60, that is nothing but 3000. So we are passing the values to the keyboard, okay, by using the keyboard, and it is getting executed. Like suppose I have to change the value, I'm changing it again 5 and it is 6. Okay. Now if I'm just clicking on apply, so based upon the logic of an 5 and 6, it will calculate like as an 5 plus 6, 11, 6 minus 5, 1 and then 30. So whatever the values we are passing, that it is giving me. Okay, so this is called as a bind variable. So whenever we are just passing colon B or any type of a value after colon, okay, so that is the concept of a bind variable. I will just write here as well. It is the bind variable. So this is the separate variable which comes under the PLSQL and it is called as a bind variable to pass the value from the keyboard. So you can pass any number of a value. Okay, like as in suppose if you are taking that as an this type of an example, like as in declaring D and E, and then after you are making the bind variable for this as well, so it will ask you the this four values if you are making bind variable for this four. Okay, so you can pass any number of an bind variables over there. Okay, so this is the one more concept that I have to tell. The in here there is some people will have the doubt, right? So I had written here the a variable, then I have to compulsory write here the bind of a only, or I had written here the b variable, so I have to compulsory write bind of b only. So that is not the thing. So just the compulsory thing is nothing but the you have to give this symbol that is in a two dots. It is nothing but the bind symbol, and then after you can give here anything. So I'm just giving here now p as the variable, and here I'm just giving as an a b c d like this variable. Okay, now I'm just trying to compile it, so you can see the whatever the bind variable value is there, so it is coming like as an here. So p value of an p is nothing but the I'm just taking 4, and value of an a b c d is nothing but the I'm just taking as in 3. Okay, and then I'm just clicking on apply. So 4 plus 3 equals to 7, and then 3 minus 3 minus 4 equals to minus 1, and its multiplication is 12. So whatever we had given, that respective output is coming. Okay, so here just I have to tell why, because to avoid the confusion, because most of the people will think that we have to compulsory write a over here and here b only, but it is not the thing. You can write anything. So I had taken single variable, I had taken here the multiple values also, so still it is working, so no issue. But why we are writing simply a over here, so to get understand. So if now I compile like this, so a is understandable, but b c d, so then again you have to check some things like it is correct or not. So if it is in b and b, and it will be more clear for you as well, that is it is nothing but the same variable, that is in b and b. So that's why it is the one of the standard only while coding. So we will use that same variable. So I'm just passing 5 and 6. So again, it will give me the respective output. It is compiled. Okay, and we can see that the output is also coming. Okay, so this is nothing but the passing the bind variable. Okay, so there is one more format for passing this respective bind variable. Okay, so I'm just taking this value, and what I will do, I will go on the new tab, and here instead of this respective colon, I'm just passing here the and symbol, or which will we will call it as an ampersand symbol. Okay, so and or ampersand symbol I'm just passing. So what is it? So similarly, same functionality it will do. Okay, so when I'm just compiling this one, so you can see again it is asking me the respective values. So A value I'm just giving as in 5, and B value I'm just giving as in 10. So 5 plus 10, which is equals to 15. And there is subtraction and multiplication is also there. So you can, whenever you have to pass the values from the keyboard, that time you can write here the just the colon symbol or the ampersand symbol. Anything is okay. Okay, so sometime if you are seeing in your code, it is an ampersand is used. So don't get confused. We can use any symbol or any variable. So there is no issue. Okay. So this is the one of the example of addition, multiplication and subtraction by using the bind variable as well. I had told you. So that is the logic. So every time yesterday only I told you that if you are using any system, so there is a use of an backend. Okay, backend means nothing but the database. Okay, so that database, why we need it? Because for the simple addition purpose as well. Like whenever you are opening the calculator in your mobile, so what functionality is running in background? So this type of an functionality will work. So that given the bind variable, and for you are passing the values for that bind variable, and it is getting calculated. So it I had just given here the two variables. Okay, so that's why it is able to calculate for the two variable. But in actual calculator logic, they had used the loops. Okay, so we are having the concept of an loops in PL/SQL. So simply we just have to write the loop, and you can add n numbers of an value over there. So like we can do into the calculator, we are adding multiple values there. So similarly, we can do that same thing here as well. Okay, so this is the logic in the background. What is the running? The logic in the background. So this type of logic they will write. Okay, so it based upon some languages also. If it is an SQL, so SQL or PL/SQL, we have to write like this. If it is on some other language like as in Java and all, so we have to write some different logic. But the database is the same. So for database, we have to write like this only. Okay, so that is nothing but the addition, multiplication and subtraction of the two numbers. Okay, so this is the one thing that I have to show you, and this is nothing but a very important topic, because in the PL/SQL we have to use the procedural thing, and block is nothing but the procedure. Okay, so now similarly we are having the concept of procedures, functions and the packages. Okay, so in that, what is the thing here? Now I had defined this respective, I had executed this entire block, but this is not getting stored over here. Suppose now I had done this addition program. I went today, I shut down my system, and I went to home, and tomorrow again I came back, and then I have to do the same program again. So I have to write this entire logic again. Okay, so because I had not stored it somewhere, or I had not saved this logic. Okay, but there is a concept of a procedure. In that, what will happen if we create that respective procedure, that will automatically get saved into our database. Okay, so this respective block, it is not getting stored anywhere. Okay, which is on my screen. But if I write the same thing into the procedure format, so it will get stored into the database. So if it is storing into your database, means suppose if I comes tomorrow as well, so I can retrieve that respective logic or that respective code. If I comes after 1 month also, or 1 year also, if the same database is there, I can just retrieve the logic. So why we require to store this one? Because if you are working on any live project, that time you are doing some coding, okay, and you are just uploading to that production instance. Okay, so that time whenever if you are switching the organization, or if you are changing your job, so that time you should not get that code with you. Okay, so that's why and the client will not get hampered. So that's why it was the storing into that respective storage. So once you compile, it will get stored. So there is an option to drop the code as well. but for the permanency or storing that code, we will use the procedure. So first of all, I will just show you the small example of the procedure, how the procedure will work. So yesterday we had seen one example of printing the message or printing I am a PLSQL developer by using this anonymous block. So same example we will use, same example, or we will take the same example by using the procedure. So I'm just assuming here, I'm just assuming that you are aware of the procedure, and I'm not telling the syntax and everything because it will take more time. I will just go through the procedure in the short, what it will work, how it will work for the syntax and all. We will see it in our sessions. Okay, so I will write here the code to create the procedure, how it will work. I just want to show you that how it will get stored into our databases. Okay, so like that, I'm just writing here create or replace procedure. Then after procedure name, replace. Then after procedure name. So suppose I'm just giving here creating one procedure for the message printing. So I will give the procedure name as a message. So this is the procedure name. It is the anything. You can give your name as well. Okay, so this is just a simple name. So create or replace procedure name, and after we have to write the is keyword. Then inside this one we have to write the begin and the end block. Okay, and now PRO, here is the URL. Okay, so now what I have to do, I have to write the message to print. Okay, or I have to write any custom message. I'm just writing here the dbms underscore output dot put underscore line, and then I will give the message like as an I am a PLSQL developer. Okay, so this is my message. Now let's see what it will work or how it will work. So what I will do, I will just compile this entire code. So you can see it is running. Okay, so you can see procedure message is compiled. Why this message is coming? Because I had given the name for this respective procedure is nothing but the message. So that's why it is giving me as a message. So procedure message is compiled. Okay, so this is nothing but my procedure is compiled, but we are not seeing this respective message. Why? Because compiling is the different thing and execution is a different thing. So this is nothing but the writing the code and compiling this code. But if you have to execute this one, we are having the multiple methods, but I'm just showing one of you from that one. So exec, or we can just call it as an execute. Exec is nothing but the execute, and after the procedure name. So I'm just giving this respective procedure name here, and then the semicolon, and then I'm just running this procedure. So you can see that. Let me clear it one more time and let me rerun it. Okay. So you can see that I'm just getting this message. I am a PLSQL developer. How I'm getting now? This respective procedure got compiled. Okay, so here it got compiled, and then now I had executed this one, so I'm getting that message. So if I'm just compiling, so whenever you are making any change, so I'm just writing I'm a PLSQL DEV, okay, like this only, and then I'm just recompiling this respective procedure. So any change we can made it. So that's why we had right here create or replace. Means first time it will create, and second time whenever you are just compiling that respective same code, that time it will replace that existing code. So first I had written the message as I am a PLSQL developer. Now I had made that message as an I am a PLSQL dev. Okay, now if I'm just executing that procedure, so I will get the updated message here. So I am a PLSQL dev. Okay, so that is the thing why we are rewriting here the create or replace. Okay, so suppose I had not written right here the create or replace, so first time it will compile properly, but whenever you are compiling it second time, that time it will give you the error. Okay, so that's why it is compulsory, or it is the standard to write the procedure into the format create or replace. So I'm just making it again as a developer, and then I'm just recompiling the package, sorry, procedure here. So procedure message is compiled, and I'm just trying to execute it again. So see here the message whatever we had written, I am a PLSQL developer, and that procedure block is compiled, so that message is also there. So I'm just So this is for executing this respective procedure. So in this procedure, there are different types of an thing. We can just pass some parameter as well. Okay, so I can just pass a single parameter we had done the addition, multiplication, subtraction. So that time what is the here? So addition. These are the parameter. These are the variable. So I can just define that respective variable as a parameter as well for the procedure, and that procedure will works into the background. Okay. Now suppose, oh, I just told you that a few minutes back. Suppose I had just compiled this respective procedure today, and today I went off for the day. I went to home, and after 1 month I came back. So I had this procedure name only. Now I have to get back this entire code. So this is only the 4 lines of an code. It is easy to write again, but if there is a thousands lines of code, it is difficult. So how I can get this respective code? So like I'm just copying this name, I'm just closing this one. Okay, so save. I'm just clicking on no. So I'm not saving any changes. Okay, so now that screen is gone, I don't have that code. Now if I want to fetch that code again, so you are having here the find db objects in SQL developer. You are having this icon like as a binocular icon, and here is a find db object. So if it is not there, you are having in view, and you can go here find db objects. Okay, if it is not on that toolbar, so you can go by this way as well. Then after, you have to select which database. So which database you have to select, where you had created that object. So I'm having this demo one, and in demo one I had created that object. So I'm just clicking on demo one. Then after my procedure name, and here you have to compulsory click this all schema, because there can be the multiple schema in your database. So then after, you click on go. So it will find the respective object in your entire database. So you can see it is coming demo one, then after procedure, and then after message. So in demo one schema, we have one procedure which is having the name as a message. If I double click this one, so what it will take some time, and it will just open that respective code again in front of me. So whatever we had written here, it is coming like this only. Okay. Then if you have to make any changes, you can just make that changes, and you can recompile it. So by this way, we can just get that respective code again. But in anonymous block, there is no such options, because what happened in anonymous block, we are not given any name, or we are not storing, or we are not creating any object over here. Okay, so we are not having any create or replace statement. That's why it is the one time use only. So if it gone from my screen, it is gone. But whenever you are using or creating any procedure, function, package, or any other object, so that time it is getting stored into your database, and whenever you want to retrieve that respective object, you are able to retrieve it. Okay, so this is the one of the example. Okay, for the procedure. Now suppose you want this procedure. Let me take it out again on the new tab. So that same anonymous block logic, like as an addition, multiplication, subtraction, same logic you have to do in this procedure. So you can do that as well. So what I will do, I will just copy this respective logic A, B, C. I'm just pasting it here. Okay, so this is my declaration. Then after, what I will do, I will just copy this respective entire logic. So now I'm just converting that respective anonymous block into the procedures. If I'm just writing here like this. Okay, now it is the procedure, same procedure I'm giving message only. And now I'm just compiling this. So you can see procedure message is compiled. Okay, so we can see it is modified. Why it is compiled again? Because we are having the replace keyword over there. So if you won't have replace, so it will not replace the code. Now I will try to execute this procedure by using this method exec, and then after the procedure name, whatever the procedure name we are having, same we have to pass. So there are multiple ways of execution also. So but I'm just telling you this only for now. So I'm just compiling this one. Now you can see that respective logic, that is an addition is 17, subtraction is 7, multiplication is 16. So whatever the logic we had written into the anonymous block, now it is coming into this respective procedure as well. Okay, so you can see we can execute the same code using the procedure as well, and now it is getting stored as well. So my message procedure is stored and it is modified. So when I will fetch by using this respective database object, so it will fetch me the new code. So the new code will be available for us to get it up. Okay, so you can write any code by using the anonymous block, any code by using the procedure. So the main purpose of the anonymous block is to execute that respective object. So this we can execute by using the anonymous block also. So I had written or I had compiled this respective procedure, and then after I had executed it by using the single statement. Okay, because it is the simple procedure and it won't have any parameter or anything, that's why it is getting executed. But if it is in some difficult, or it is a lengthy procedure, it is having thousands of rows, at time it is difficult to execute this way. So that time we have to use the anonymous block only. So that time we have to use begin and end, and then after here you have to write the procedure name. So I'm just taking this like this. So by using the anonymous block as well, we can write like this, or we can execute that procedure. So I'm just compiling this one, so you can see you will get the same output. So let's clear the screen and recompile it, or re-execute it, so we can see we are having the same objects. Okay, so why the anonymous block basically created? Because to execute the objects. Okay, and the second thing, procedure function packages which are used to store the data also into the database and execute the respective logic as well. Okay, so this is the small thing for the procedure and the respective anonymous block. So maybe some people got it found it difficult, because what is the thing, we are just we had taken just the random topics like as an like anonymous block and procedure only. So that's why it will be feel bit difficult for you, but it is the simple one only. When we are going by the flow, like as in first all the topic of an SQL, then starting with the loops and all from the PLSQL, and then if we comes to the procedure, that time you will think that it is a very easy concept. Okay, so for now I had not told you the syntax, I had not told you just what is the respective procedure and all detail of that respective procedure. So that's why maybe few people will think that it is the difficult, but it is not a difficult, it is the very simple one. If you go by flow, then you can grab it very easily. So you just need small practice and you can be the expert in that as well. Okay, so this is from my side for today. So that is I covered the anonymous block and the procedures. Okay, so if you anyone is having any doubt, any questions, so they can just proceed and they can ask me any questions. Okay, so just unmute yourself, or you can just write into the comment sections or chat also, and you can ask me the questions. Any question, guys? Just unmute yourself and you can ask. There is one link in, okay, there is one question in the chat. Course is only PL/SQL or SQL also? Yeah, course is for SQL and PL/SQL both. We will take SQL and PL/SQL both. In start, we will take SQL. Then after, once we completed and you are comfortable with SQL, then we will start with the PL/SQL. As PL/SQL always need the knowledge of SQL, so that's why we are taking both. Okay, so if you have any doubts or anything about the course and all, you can just contact to the numbers which are given into the chat for you guys. So they will help you regarding anything of the course, how to register, how to do, what is the syllabus, any type of question they will answer. So I just ping that contact numbers one more time, and you can just go through that one, or you can just contact on that number, or you can just reach out to Learnomate Technology website, and you can just post on it, or you can just comment on the YouTube channels or videos also, so you will get response from there as well. So if anyone having any question, please ask me. Yes, Divakar, I think so. You have any questions? Okay, guys. So if anyone won't have any questions, so we will conclude the session for today here only, and let's see forward for you all, guys. Okay, thanks for joining today's session. Thank you so much.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hi.
Sir, I want to ask one question is which application you use for running this SQL, PLSQL query?
So for running this queries, we will use the SQL developer.
Okay. Any Oracle app you have used? Because in the upper side it is showing the Oracle developer. So
Yeah, Oracle SQL developer is nothing. The SQL developer is full name is Oracle SQL developer. This is by Oracle only. We have to install the Oracle database and we have to configure with this tool. So this is just for the tool which is integration between the Oracle database and our queries. Okay. So Oracle is compulsory anyhow.
okay, sir.
And our team will also help in installation and all for you. So if you reach out on that numbers, they can help you to install, get it this all software install as well.
Okay.
Okay. So anyone else having any questions? If no questions, we can just conclude for the day. Thanks for joining one more time. Thank you. Let's see forward.